Do you feel like companies, especially video game companies, are spending all of their time telling you that they're going to make great things, but then end up postponing just about every single promise that they've made? Now, it'd be one thing if those promises that they made, which we can just say are synonymous with games and game releases, when they came true, they were unbelievable, they were unmatched, they were incredible, but that seems to be the problem. We're having an issue, a disconnect with some of these games. And you see, one of the biggest issues are they're incomplete. They're not fully put together. And we have something that's shipped to you, incomplete, not put together, and you're left waiting for everything to arrive like they said it would. You start to lose confidence. That's not where you want gamers to be, especially when they have to spend money. Now, I know what a bunch of you are asking right now. You're asking, why does he have a real bearskin rug on his floor? It's not real. I would never get a real bearskin rug. That's my brother, you know? I don't kill bears. But also, what is this? This is our sponsor. This is FlexiSpot. They make standing desks, and they're really, really nice. It's a full walnut slab. I need it for B-roll because I make videos about video games. I figured it'd be a great representation of what happens when something gets shipped to you in pieces. You see, I've had this desktop for 6 days, and I didn't have the other pieces to actually use the desktop. And I feel like this is the problem we're having in video games right now. You see, they do one of two things. They ship you this, the beautiful slab that you want, the beautiful walnut desktop, or just the wonderful artwork in games. And they say, this is what you can experience. But then there's no means to experience it. The gameplay is shoddy. The actual draw distance or the render is terrible. Scarlet and Violet. I'm sorry, buddy, we're gonna have to move you today. Or worse yet, they ship you this ginormous, bulky download file, and it's unpolished. It's just the framework. It's just the idea of the game, and now you're sitting there waiting for the very, very beauty that you originally thought you were gonna get, which is a complete package. Now, at this point, you're probably asking yourself, what does this have to do with a desk? It doesn't. I just needed a reason to build a desk, and this is a perfect reason to do so. But the video game industry as it stands right now is in a really, really weird spot. We are in arguably one of the best places for video games. I mean, Nintendo's had banger after banger, PlayStation, similar, as well as Xbox has ideas, but Xbox has a magnificent service, Game Pass, and I think that it really is gonna end up working out in the end when it comes to the FTC deal. But I am becoming more and more wary of the issues that lie with waiting. You see, I'm a father, something I'm very proud of, and I mention a lot on this channel. And in being a father, convenience is really the #1 most important thing when it comes to time. I cannot afford to wait for, I don't know, a game to actually show up that was promised years ago just to find out that, well, there's issues or whatever it may be, or it's gonna come incomplete. When I sit down to play video games, I can't afford, with the very limited time that I have, to sit there and play something that's half-baked. And so the real question is, what are we supposed to do as consumers, as gamers, as people who do this as a hobby? And I think honestly, what it comes down to is you just go where the games are. I know I personally have gone back and forth between Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and it primarily comes down to where can I play the most games, especially if a lot of these games are coming to both platforms. And hey, huge shout out to FlexiSpot because I'm 200 pounds and, well, this thing is working like a dream, baby. Of course, what I'm more interested in is how is this gonna affect the future of gaming, especially when every single company seems to be behind in everything you have to do, and gamers are becoming more and more, I don't know, impatient. I don't think there's anything wrong with being impatient. I think there's realisticness to it. I guess if you're being impatient just because you're, you know, juvenile about it, then yeah, that might be a problem. I have no reason why I need to just wait because I need to say, yes, this blank company is going to deliver exactly what they promised, and I'm just gonna wait until it happens. I'd rather move on and enjoy this hobby because this hobby is something that it's pretty much one of the last living ones I get to enjoy. For goodness sakes, as a father, we don't get much time when it comes to sitting down and relaxing it's really, really a small piece of that pie. I personally love gaming and I love what's happening in the gaming industry, and I think that, you know, with the different things that are happening and moving forward with the FTC and all that stuff and Xbox and Blizzard and all of this controversy, whatever you want to call it, I think that we're in a spot where we have the opportunity, or there's a lot of potential. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of potential, and when it comes to the promises that were made, I think we need to hold them with a loose grip. And the main reason why I say that is because if you hold on to every single word that these companies say, you're bound to be disappointed. I know that I've been disappointed in the past. I was so disappointed with what Xbox had to offer, I freaking sold it. A mistake that cost me $500 or $537, and I'm not gonna make that mistake again. And it's because of being impatient and not understanding where I was in this grand scheme of things. But I'm very curious when it comes to this, how do you guys feel about it? Because when it comes to waiting or the promises or whatever it may be, I think that it's putting too much weight on something that is really quite possibly non-consequential. This video games. It's not that big of a deal, and putting this crazy life or death importance on it is something that I fell victim to, and I lost myself in that. And so as we move forward into this next generation of gaming, there is so many things. I don't know how they're gonna top this year, but there are so many things that we have to look forward to. And I know that I personally am looking forward to playing more games with more people on a regular basis, making great videos and having a good time doing that. I think that at this point, I need to, you know, pour off a little bit of coffee so that we can sign off for the day, because it has been quite an eventful video. But guys, let me know in the comments how you feel about this whole thing. And most of all, cheers to you. Happy gaming. Too hot. It's too hot. Too hot.